Hello, welcome to Poison Talks Volume 6 with the one, the only, the pillar of the Spelunky community, the Twitch partner, the ultimate homie, XanaGear.
Ultimate homie, here I am. How's it going, everyone?
I'm so excited to have you here, dude. This is. I know. I just told you in the pre-show that I wasn't gonna gush, but dude, I am such a big fan. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for showing up.
Pleasure.
Say the line, Xana. Do you have a line? Should you be opening this up with a line?
Hey, Poison. I'm here.
Xana here. All right, there we go. So yeah, you are the guy. I said Twiggle is the guy when I did the thing with Twiggle, and no. I say it to you too. You are
at the fight to the death.
No, you can both be the guy. I was saying a minute ago that you were the first Spelunky content creator that I ever saw, because I've been a big fan of Grand Pooh Bear for years. Love the man. And one day he picked up Spelunky, decided he was going to get to the Cosmic Ocean, and
yeah, he beat me.
and I saw him playing with you. So really, your skill just rubbed off on him. It was what, you, Groomp, and Ivy, maybe something like that.
It was me, Hectic,
it was Heck,
Pooh Bear, and Twiggle.
Yes, yeah. There's just so many of you guys. But yeah, that was my first introduction to XanaGear, and then I'm like, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. And I checked him out on YouTube and found out he was a Spelunky institution. He being you, and I've been a big fan ever since. And so it's really cool to have you here. I'm going to gush. I'm sorry. I'm really trying not to. But yeah, what? You've been doing this for a while now, though. Like the whole Twitch thing, the YouTube thing. Tell me how you got into this whole content creation business. Tell me how you became XanaGear.
So I started streaming back in 2018, just as a way to, just like we all did. We all just wanted to play video games on the internet. Mm-hmm. Started streaming. I was streaming like, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours a night, 7 days a week, for like a few months until I learned that that's not possible.
True.
Then I picked up Souls like we all do, and I started doing challenge runs in Souls. And with that, my biggest accomplishments were just completing all the games at level 1, and then also I competed in a deathless Sekiro tournament.
Oh, dope.
Because I finished that game deathless in the first 2 weeks of release, and I was probably like the third person to do it.
What a gamer!
But once I did that tournament, I put the game down after that, and then I stopped. I kind of took a break from streaming after that, just because I was playing nothing that anyone would want to watch.
That's fair.
At that time, I was playing through Persona 5, and I took like a 4-month break, and during that break, I was playing World of Warcraft, as I always fall back on as my game, because I've been playing that since 2006.
Right, the greatest fallback game, because you don't need anything else, including food or water. Yeah,
exactly. So after I remember I was focusing on WoW, and I said, I don't want to play this right now. I want something that feels as fulfilling as WoW used to.
Okay.
Because Battle for Azeroth was bad. Everyone knows that. Which is the previous WoW expansion.
Right.
If anyone doesn't know. And I put it down and I picked up Spelunky HD. So I picked up Spelunky HD with the goal to do MOSHI, which is the speedrunning community for Spelunky.
Right.
And I know that because back, one of the top runners in the Spelunky community was a friend of mine through the Super Meat Boy community.
Okay.
Which was my first game I ever speedrun on Twitch.
Nice.
And once I got into Spelunky HD, I hadn't beaten. This was back in August last year.
Okay.
I hadn't beaten Yama before, and I hadn't done Spelunky before. So once I picked it up in August, I quickly started knocking out the main speed categories for Spelunky HD. in anticipation of Spelunky 2's release.
Sure.
So that's how I got into Spelunky specifically.
All right, and you rose to the top pretty quickly, because that's a good time to pick up Spelunky, is right on the eve of Spelunky 2, really.
Yeah.
And then it turned into this. I mean, Spelunky is an amazing spectator sport to begin with, and it seems like the timing kind of lined up for it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I was going through a lot of your old social media posts, just stalking you a little bit in preparation for the interview. I saw you used to speedrun Resident Evil 2 and stuff as well, or Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4. Yeah, and I feel like speedrunning is, if you have a background in that kind of thing, in games like that, in games like Meat Boy, that helps you with Spelunky so much, because a lot of what you do in Spelunky is just like fast reactions based on muscle memory that you know, but you're applying it in a new way every time, and having to learn backup strats and whatever else with speedrunning. That had to have helped you out a lot, like going into your current Lunky career.
Likely so. I think Spelunky's so weird as a speed game. Speedrunning other games it's a lot more stressful than Spelunky, because when you're speedrunning another game, you know where you mess up. So you know where you're gonna die.
Right.
You know when it's gonna be hard. 99% of the time. Most games are consistently hard at very specific points, and the rest of it's kind of, turn off your brain, go through it.
Right.
There's obviously exceptions where there's other games that are difficult consistently, but
sure.
RE4 has like 3 moments that are glitches that you need to pull off. And one of the biggest reasons I speedrun RE4 was the fact that there wasn't very many glitches. I really like just playing games that are, like, if you watch Half-Life speedruns or Doom speedruns, it's a lot of just walking through walls and stuff.
Right.
So I don't like those kind of games. I don't like watching them either, to be honest.
I mean, it's cool in small doses to see, like, oh, here's a cool clip, oh, here's why it's happening, especially if there's, like, good commentary over it.
Yeah.
But I feel like what gets most people into speedrunning games is because they like the game, and a game like RE, where you get to play the game. That makes sense.
Yeah. If you watch, like, Doom 2016, it's literally just jumping up through walls and not fighting anything. It's terrible.
You don't get to rip or tear.
Exactly. You get to tear through all the walls, which is you get to rip your face in half because you hate doing it. Right. So yeah, RE4. I think Spelunky is just, in a weird way, it's a lot less stressful when you're speedrunning it, because 90% of the time the run isn't going to work out. So
there's less pressure.
You have no pressure. Like, a lot of people ask me, how do you, a lot of people in chat are like, how do you not get angry at the game? And it's like, because 99.9% of the runs are all failures. So you never have any expectations of success.
Right. And that makes it much more sweet when you do get a good seed for a speed run, when you do get, like, overcome adversity in the cosmic ocean. And I think that's what makes it such a great spectator experience. Why I like watching Spelunky so much is because there always is that, like, every run is hanging by a thread. At any moment, like, if you press one wrong button, like if you fall off a wall into a crush trap or a chinerous plant or something, like, oh, we go again.
Yeah.
And
that's why I try to tell new players to not take it. Don't spend too long in each level, because the next run is coming up right after.
Yep.
There's no reason to stress yourself out by making the run take forever.
Yeah, then don't get too attached to runs is my advice. Whenever chat is like, oh, this is the run, you're at like 780. Like, I've died in 780 before.
Yeah.
But I recall a YouTube video of yours where you had made it, you died at what, 797, I think?
Yeah, I died in 97.
And that's
still my worst death, yeah.
I mean, that's a sort of a unique achievement for a lot of players. It happened to Blue Crayon recently too, another Lunky guy. Yeah. And in times like that where Spelunky has the goal so close, like you can feel it, you can taste it. How do you let it get to you, or don't let it get to you when it does get to you?
So my first Cosmic Ocean win, I turned off chat and basically sat there shaking for 10 levels.
Well, same.
But since that first win, I haven't gotten that worried towards the end.
Weird, right?
I guess I just don't care. It's just like that first win, I cared, you know, because that was like early December last year. I was, you know, one of the first, probably I think 10 to beat it, maybe 14 or something.
Yep.
And it was extremely stressful. But since then, it's not. I'm doing Cosmic Ocean now again. Obviously I took a very long break from it.
Right.
Like the last 3 months, I haven't really done any Cosmic Ocean. But that's just because I've been doing speedrun.
Right.
But I'm getting back into it now, and getting back into it has been difficult. It's not. Cosmic Ocean's hard, guys.
Yeah, it's extremely hard. And as I just said, everything's hanging on a thread. But it's one thing when, you know, you make a misplay, fall in the lava in the volcano. It's another thing when you're an hour and a half deep in a run, and you can say don't get attached to it as much as you want. But I had the same experience as you. Like, my first 799 clear is only like 2 weeks ago now. And I did the, without knowing it, I did the same thing as you. I turned off chat. I'm like, this is just me. And then I got really weirdly emotional at the end. Just like, this feels like, it feels like you climb Mount Everest, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a great segue, because one of my favorite moments of yours is the ESA marathon, the Break the Record for Spelunky. It was what? That was back in January, right?
Yes.
Where you and DT and Groomp and Twig and like all the big guys competed over January 15th to 18th to break a bunch of records in Lunky. And what I didn't know watching it, because I watched a lot of it, as much as I could live, I didn't know that was only your second CO clear.
Yeah, I went like a full 2 months without beating it again.
Well,
trying to beat it again as well.
Right. Well, it's less like, oh, you can't do it. It's more just like that feels. I had that feeling after my first. It's just like you said, it doesn't mean as much. I don't care. But then you find that it still means as much when it's done. It's just it's a weight off your shoulders. But to see that, yeah,
winning during ESA was insanely stressful, because that first day, you know, I went 12 hours both days.
Yup.
That first day, I was really torn apart. Like I was trying not to let it get to my. You can tell yourself not to let it get to you as much as you can, but man, that first night going to bed, I was very frustrated.
Right. Well, if you spend 12 hours doing anything,
and just I think I got to like 70 or maybe 50 or 60 on the first day. I think it was 73 or something. Which I did not feel good about, even though it was like, I was like, okay, if I can just win, if I can get past 90, I'll be happy. But getting that clear on the second day was huge. I made sure I went to bed really early, and I tried not to eat as much garbage on the second day. Because the first day I was eating like all fried food. Right. I was eating like Arby's mozzarella sticks in the middle of the day.
Let's not call that garbage. I'm waiting on my Arby's sponsorship here. Come on. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Great. It's so good. Garbage food to eat during a 12-hour marathon.
It's the best garbage. Love garbage. Yeah. And I mean, on that note, shout outs to the Spelunky community for being awesome. Like, the idea that 9 of the top players can all get together and everything is just like friendly competition. Everyone's rooting for each other and everyone's just like. I only started streaming like at all back in January, and I have had I say all the time, this has been one of the coolest experiences of my life, being part of something like the Spelunky community. There isn't a bad egg in like the whole group, you know.
It's an anomaly. Spelunky community is very weird. The amount of success everyone has had, big and small, is insane. Yeah. It's weird. I can't stress how weird it is for even the smallest Spelunky streamer to have like 20 viewers consistently.
Yeah.
Is insane. I can't believe it. Because like I was in the Souls community. I was sitting with 3 viewers for 6 months.
Yeah. And that's typical of Twitch.
that community is like similar in size. Like it's obviously much bigger and much more popular.
Right.
But like when I was streaming it, there was as many Dark Souls streamers as there was in January Spelunky streamers. And it just seems like there's a lot of just everyone watches everyone, so it's really cool.
And I mean, the idea that guys like you and Ivy and Twig and everyone else can get partnered just based on playing Spelunky, that you guys can get hundreds of viewers just playing Spelunky, and that everyone is so supportive. And coming into it for me, I still think I'm just the luckiest guy on the planet, because my very first stream, somebody tweeted at Derek Yu, and he retweeted my stream within like an hour of me ever streaming on Twitch, and it's just like, hey, go watch this guy.
That's insane.
Well,
yeah, cool.
And I almost peed my pants, but I'm like, this can't be typical. But then, like...
It's not.
well, it's not, but then it's on the same token, a couple weeks later, I get a raid from Twiggle, and I get a raid from you, and I get a raid from Tinybox, and I get a raid from all these other Spelunky people who are just like, hey, you seem like you're having fun playing the game, you seem pretty cool, here, have free support. And it's just like, geez, I know, I have so many friends who play stuff like Smash Brothers, who play stuff like just any other game, and they've been doing it for way longer than me. But because I have this community around me to build me up, it's like, it's a dream, you know?
Yeah.
We're so lucky. And I wanted to ask you specifically, like, I imagine it makes a pretty big difference when you not only have the community around you, but you have, I see Papa XGear, like, all over Spelunky chats. Mama XGear's around too, shout outs to both of you. Shout outs to Blue Ever After. Here, she's pretty cool too. And having that kind of support system around you, who are also building you up, like, that has to be a huge help there, right?
It's very crazy. My dad didn't watch me until I was famous. And it's honestly my biggest shame. He just waited until I got famous to watch me. I used to tell him all the time, hey, I'm streaming Dark Souls. And he was like, nope. And then he started watching Twiggle, and he said, oh, wait a minute. Oh, my son plays this game. No, I'm totally joking. He
you're just here for the clout.
He 100% got this. It's weird. It's honestly strange to me, because my dad is like 99% of the reason why I play video games as much as I do. He's fully to blame. He woke me up at 1 a.m. when he was on the last boss in Tomb Raider in 1999 or whatever.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
To show me that he was going to finish the game. And my mom is the other 1% of the reason I keep playing video games, because she allowed me to play them all the time.
That's awesome.
So it's very, very weird to me still that my dad knows more about Spelunky than I do and has never played the game. He watches every Spelunky streamer.
He's on that grind.
Everything.
Absolutely. Like he hangs out in my chat. I've seen him over at Tinybox. I've seen him in Shula's. Like, I've seen him everywhere. Shout outs again to Pop XGear. But that, I mean, sometimes it feels like for guys like us, all the stars are aligning to just give us this Twitch success. But it's a grind too. I know that. And Spelunky was where everything caught for you, right?
Yes. And
I recall, feels like a long time ago now, but it was a bit of an extra grind to get to partner, right? It was your third try. Tell me about how Xana made partner.
Yeah, so with Spelunky, my mom put up with hours of Rock Band drumming. With Spelunky, I capped out at like 30 viewers tops in my Souls runs. And then whenever I streamed, when I started streaming Spelunky 2, I had like 2 viewers or whatever.
Sure.
But then whenever the mod came out, whenever Fingerspit's mod came out, I streamed that and I had 100 viewers for the first time ever without a raid.
Awesome.
And that blew my mind. So from that point on, it didn't go down really. It went down to like 60 here and there. So I said, okay, I'll push for partner. So I just started encouraging everyone to stick around for the stream and keep my averages up, because
Sure.
the average grind is, it's not good.
Right, I'm experienced
So
with Isaac now. I get it.
So I put in that first application before I had 75 average, hoping that I would get like the first denial out of the way. Didn't work. They obviously denied that one. I knew they would. But you can apply based on your YouTube channel, if you have already a following on YouTube.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool.
So I applied with that. Doesn't work unless you have like 100,000 subscribers. I knew that going in, but I thought, okay, I'll get this denial out of the way, and then maybe that will get their eyes looking at me, so they see that first denial. So then I pushed for that, and then for the next month I had 100 to 120 average. Put in the second application, got denied again. And that was like the week after Ivy got approved, with the same average as I was having. So that one hurt. Definitely disappointed, because my hopes were up when Ivy got approved. But then that third application, I was still sitting around 130 to 150 averages. So I was very happy, and I am now very, very happy that I never have to look at that number ever again. I am now hiding my viewer count. I try not to think about it, even though, it's still, every couple days I still, feel a little stressed out whenever I see my viewer count was, averages 29 for the day or whatever.
Yeah, but once you get partner out of the way, that gives you the freedom. It's getting tenure,
Yeah, it's, partner is good in the sense that I never have to think about it again, but it does not mean much. It doesn't mean anything financially.
Right.
It means less money financially, because I really think that partner grind is a way to get people excited about you and a way to get people to support you.
That's fair.
And once you get it, people are like, oh, this guy is... I know there's a misconception of Twitch streamers are full-time. Every single stream someone watches, there's at least 30% of the audience that assumes that person works full-time on Twitch. I had the misconception before I watched consistent streams. I 100% know that there is a large group of people out there, lurkers mostly, that just assume that people that stream on Twitch do it for a living. Especially when they see the check mark.
The check mark.
If they see like 100 viewers, they just assume like, oh, this person's got it made. But for 99.9% of people, even the people with 300 viewers, it's a real struggle. Even especially the people that are full time. I try to talk, because I have a full time job. I work at an office from home, an office job from home. But I try to tell people a lot, like, the amount of time you put in, the amount of free time Twitch takes up is all of it.
I mean, yeah.
And it doesn't pay. No matter what, it doesn't pay nearly as much as it should. Even with a lot of support, it doesn't pay as much as it should for anyone. If I put 30 hours a week into it, which I usually do or more, I am not getting paid minimum wage. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like that might be the trade-off for accessibility. Like, anyone can just jump in and get a camera and just, hey, I'm a streamer now. And if you work hard enough, hey, you can get affiliate, you can get partner. But that same accessibility means that you have the competition of everyone else playing what you do. And like you said, people just assume the people at the top, like you, Twig, Ivy, whatever, they're rich. It's cool.
Yeah, it's so strange. The misconception of someone who has 500 viewers being like successful in any other industry. The amount of money you make with 500 viewers is poverty, and it's just sad how little advertising pays.
That's true.
And how little, like obviously, support is so appreciated because it's so important that there's a dramatic amount of it.
Mhm.
It's just not, it's not a sustainable industry because of the amount of competition.
But on the other side of that coin, now you were a famous person. If you go to like cons and stuff, people be like, "Oh my God, it's Xana." Has that happened to you yet? Have you felt the fame yet?
Definitely
with your little
not.
check mark? Definitely not.
No.
Because I'll tell you, especially before I started doing the streaming thing on my own, when I would go to your stream, to any of the other big guys' stream, to anyone who's not in the Twitch sphere, you're famous. I mean, I can go into your Discord now and see all the memes of that people have made of you and around you. Shoutouts to Kloss, I see him in chat, making.
We're very good.
Yeah, all of a sudden you have a Dragon Force cover like to your name. It happens to me, and I'm nobody, but I have dozens of people playing around with my face and making memes of me. And like I show my mother, she's like, "Oh my God, you're actually famous." But it hasn't hit you yet that you, because I mean it when I say you are a pillar of the Spelunky community. Like, people know Xana. But do you also just feel like you're the same dude you were before you made partner, before you made affiliate, just before you started streaming?
I very much hold on to the fact that I am never changing what I do or act like. I mean, some of my early streams are on YouTube. My Chrono Trigger playthrough, which is my first stream ever, is on YouTube. I'm doing the same exact thing now. I'm never gonna change. Yeah, old Xana is such a meme.
I was followed by the old Xana recently.
The old Xana, yeah. Max Book made that account. Yeah, because someone in Chocolate Cake's chat said that they missed the old XanaGear, which is just such a joke. Because I am 100% the same person.
Well, sure, and it might be a joke to you, and for me, it's absolutely a joke. Like, if I tell anyone I'm famous, like, I'm laughing very hard on the inside. But then I pop into sometimes other smaller Spelunky streamers' streams, and I've had people say, "Oh my God, it's Poison Type. Oh, I can't play right now. Poison Type's watching. Oh my God," and I'm like, I'm just sitting in my like dump of an apartment, just eating Cheetos, and it's like, the guy, man. But no matter how we feel about it, I feel like fame is such a relative thing.
Yeah.
And, to us, we look at, I don't know, like Grand Pooh Bear, for example, and be like, he's making a living off this. He's made it. And he probably looks at guys like XQC and is like, well, he's made it. And XQC looks at people with real jobs and is like, but either way, like, it's all relative. And I don't know, I think you're famous. Famous to me.
Yeah, it's very important to keep perspective.
True.
And I very much try to keep perspective every day. Anytime I'm feeling down, I try to remind myself that I'm extremely lucky.
Yes.
It's difficult some days more than others. It comes and goes, It's just the imposter syndrome anyone will feel doing anything.
Oh, for sure. And I can never tell when I get down about it. I can never tell if it makes me feel better or worse to like send a message in the Discord and have 20, 30 people reply to it or message me back or put emotes, and it's just like, does this mean I'm actually an imposter, or does it mean that I'm doing the right thing? Like, I don't know. I have this is kind of a bummer to admit, but I have I set it up on my bank's website to send me a message every Monday as like a financial reminder, and it just says, "You're doing good, man. Keep it up." Like, I need something to remind me, like, no, I'm not just dreaming. This isn't some weird like fever dream, but I don't know. I think we're both doing all right.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's next for Xana? Any big projects on the rise? Any new games? I saw you started playing Repentance, which I'm excited about.
Yes, I have a lot of plans. It's just, I think Spelunky is going to continue. Obviously, Spelunky content is not sustainable indefinitely. It's not possible. My viewership on YouTube went from 20K per video to 1,000, 2,000 per video.
Mm-hmm.
From a sustainability perspective, it's not possible to keep doing Spelunky forever. Though,
Sure.
when it comes out on Switch, I will be doing a lot of Spelunky videos.
Right.
You know, I'm still doing patch note videos because that's, I guess that's my bread and butter.
Sure.
I've cornered myself into the position where I have to read patch notes forever.
Well, it's patch notes.
I'm going to be reading it. And they're going to patch Spelunky in 2040, and I'm going to be like, they changed Aaron's sprite. I love doing the patch videos though. They're fun.
Right, like that and the tutorial stuff seems to be like your most popular things on YouTube.
So I still have so many tutorials that I like would want to do, but it's so time consuming. I just need to like do it. Like I still haven't done a Hundun guide. No one made a Hundun guide. I didn't make a Hundun guide. What's wrong with me?
I noticed, like, I wanted to maybe try some low % CO stuff, but I'm like, I have no idea how to kill Hundun. And every time, like, you watch DT do it, he's like, oh, just stand and whip. It's like, that's not...
There are low % guides for Hundun, but YouTube's algorithm is terrible, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
So what's next is I've shifted my focus from YouTube to Twitch mostly, just to get some of my free time back. Because I was streaming for 3 hours to 4 hours and then editing for 3 hours and then going to sleep every day. So now I'm trying to release a video weekly instead of daily, which I was doing for like I think I went daily for 3 months straight. So
which is crazy, but awesome.
So that was fun. I had a good time. I don't regret it. The thing I'm doing now though is Returnal. Returnal comes out next week and next Friday. So I took a day off for that. I'm gonna stream that all day, and then I'll edit some videos about it.
Cool.
Because that's a roguelike on PS5.
Oh, I have heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
the PS5.
Oh God, what did they make? Resogun. They made Resogun, the developer.
I've heard the names, but I've never played the game. But cool.
Yeah. So, and then Nier comes out this week, and I took 2 days off for that, so I'm gonna play that. That's not, I don't think many people care, but I do, and I took the days off because I want to play it.
And it's good to be in that position, because no matter what, I mean, you got the check mark. People will watch you. You'll be fine. Make a living off it.
Yeah.
We'll get to viewer questions in just a second, but I was saying before we got into this, like the original purpose of Poison Talks was to talk to other creators about how to get to where they are and how to see success. But it's turned into just talking to people I like to talk to. But to get back to the original focus, do you have any advice for anyone who's trying to get into streaming, get into Twitch, YouTube, content creation, Spelunky? What would you recommend to anyone to get to where you are or thereabouts?
Step one is find something you want to that you love. Otherwise, you have to lie, and that's not fun. Because everyone knows there's Fortnite streamers out there that hate Fortnite.
Yes.
Fortnite content creators that hate Fortnite and don't want to do it, but have to put on an air of, just putting on this fake attitude all day.
The YouTuber voice, yeah.
Don't do that. So if you don't want to do that, don't do that. If you want to do that, go ahead, have fun. Find something you're really passionate about, and then write scripts and edit videos. It's the only way to do it. I really yes, you can get a few viewers on Twitch in a community, but to become someone who's someone, you need to reach a broader audience than Twitch's browsing audience. And Twitch's browsing audience is only as big as that is.
Right.
YouTube's audience is far bigger. So edit YouTube videos that are interesting and that YouTube's algorithm will like. Once you're proud of a video, promote it like crazy in as many places as you can. On Discords, if it's allowed, on subreddits if it's allowed, and tell your friends to share it.
Right.
That's the 100% the best way to get noticed. I can't stress enough how important edited video content is.
Right.
For being popular.
So have a plan and diversify.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did notice that like my viewership doubled when I started getting the YouTube videos up and they started hitting the algorithm, and especially when I found, shout out to Blueberry Pie, what up? someone who makes me look good in longer videos. Like, yeah, the crossover, cross promotion is huge, and I would agree. And I hope to get a check mark on my own someday. And if so, we'll dedicate to you, Xana.
Oh, thanks.
So I have a couple viewer questions, and then we'll get wrapping up if that's okay.
Sure.
And chat, feel free to toss any in if you haven't already put them in the Discord. Sunset by Plane asks, hover pack or cape?
Oh God, cape, because the hover pack's a nightmare. I don't like how I can't hold it.
Yeah, it feels like Spelunky 1 cape in a lot of ways.
Yes, and I don't like that.
Oh, Sunset's sad. Well, I mean, the classic question is jetpack versus Vlad's cape, but we all know it's jetpack at this point.
Yes, I got a no TP any PB with a hover pack, and that was good, but it still was slower than my jetpack PB I got a week later.
That big blue bomb to strap to your back. Yeah, it's just the best. Plasma Neos wants to know, where'd your name come from?
I was sitting there and I typed X into the Twitch rename field, and I sat there and I put letters after it for a while, and then I said, I like Xanadu by Rush, so I typed Xana.
Oh, okay.
And then I typed gear after that because it sounded good. That was
does.
in 2012.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that takes some of the mystique out of it, but also makes it beautiful in its own way, that it just burst forth into being from your loins.
I wanted, specifically, I wanted a name, because my name, forever, I had to put an extra S at the end of it, because it was a name that everyone else had. So
XanaGears.
So I sat there and I said, what's a name that no one else has? I need a singular, compact name that is easy to say. And, you know, it's a bad word in Brazil, but oh well.
Yeah, but who doesn't love Xanadu? It's fine.
It's true.
Cube Melon wants to know why you look so much like Will Ferrell.
I don't.
Understood. Shark wants to know, tall shark and handsome. We'll just move on. Wants to know, is there anything you look back on as like the biggest mistake in your streaming career? Like something you look back on like, I should have done that. It doesn't have to be a huge disaster, or something that if you go back in time and tell old Xana, hey, maybe take a step back from that.
I want to think of one because I love making fun of myself, but I honestly don't regret anything I've done on stream.
Excellent.
Everything I've done because I've wanted to do, and it's just great.
Awesome. Well, and the flip of that question I ask everyone on here, what's your favorite moment so far? What's something that stands out in your mind is like, oh, that's awesome, that you look back on a video you can watch over and over again of yours, or a moment that just makes you smile? What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment is when Derek tweeted my trilogy run without me prompting, without like me tweeting at him, because I had tweeted at him before, but him retweeting my partner approval was amazing. But then him tweeting specifically about me streaming the trilogy run just because he was watching my stream and I didn't know it.
That's awesome.
I didn't know he had ever watched my stream, so that was kind of amazing.
That's super amazing. And you had the world record run, right?
I had the world first hard trilogy, but that's only because no one else was doing it.
Oh,
someone beat that real quick, much faster. But that's okay. I had a great time being able to say no one else has done this in the world.
That's super dope.
It was very fun. The thing about Derek noticing me was it was so surreal, because I started playing Spelunky, you know, following him. I follow every video game podcast, you know. I've loved indie games, video games in general since I was, 2 years old or whatever. And just knowing that he recognized what I was doing with his game was really incredible.
That's awesome. Shout out to Derek Yu, the kingmaker himself.
True.
No, Survival Aiden in chat wants to know if you've seen my Child Gang video featuring Survival Aiden. I'll send it to you afterward. Do we still have the Kid Gang link? Exclamation point Kid Gang. Someone toss it in there. My Swiss friend Stull wants to know, what's your favorite game besides Spelunky?
Oh man, I have a top 10 list. Okay. It's number one is it flip-flops. Number 1's Hollow Knight, which you haven't played. I'm gonna unfollow you right now. Let me click this.
What, dude? It's on the backlog. I own it. Oh, jeez.
Yes, unfollow. Okay, you're unfollowed.
No, we had a good run, chat.
Number 2 is Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
Better than the other ones. Perfect video game. Played it for the first time in 2011. Changed the way I liked video games.
Makes
and
sense.
it was the first video game that I finished and I said, this is my new favorite video game of all time.
Awesome.
Beating out Resident Evil 4, which is now number 3.
Okay.
Resident Evil 4 is a perfect video game in every way.
And I've played that one. I played through the first hour of Resident Evil 4. Never touched Dark Souls.
First hour, I'm so mad.
I'm the worst.
Every encounter in that fight feels amazing. It's consistently challenging. It's almost perfectly designed, unless you know how to break it, which is like, of course, everything falls apart.
True.
But number 4 is Mario 64, first game I ever 100%ed.
Yep, that's in my top 5 too.
Perfect video game. It's not actually. It's terrible. It's got a bad camera. Half the levels are stupid and bad.
No.
But it's amazing and lovely.
No, I'll follow you right back.
I literally, I speedrun it. I love
unfollow.
It.
Okay.
I got this N64 controller here. $100. I'll just end with my number 5, which is World of Warcraft. I have 9,000 hours played in that game. Can't not put it up high.
That's a good long time. All right, 1 or 2 more. Plaz again wants to know why Princess Erin. Why does she have a mustache? And a follow-up question when you answer.
I don't need to explain why I like Princess Erin. It's obvious.
Oh, okay. Well, how about the mustache?
Because she's chilling out. She grew it out.
Cool. And the follow-up is, how much money to shave your mustache?
Oh boy, much money.
And not for you to do it, for me to personally come over and shave your mustache. How much do I have to pay you?
Oh my god. I will not. No amount of money will I let you touch my face with a razor.
I guess that's entirely fair. What? I had a full beard yesterday. All right, more.
I can't grow a beard.
Neither can I. Can't grow anything. And Paul Shark and Handsome one more time wants to know, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, Dragonite.
Hey, all right. Let's go multi-scale. I can get behind it. Any explanation, or are we just gonna let that hang in the air again?
I looked at that. I had the Dragonite card, and it was my favorite card.
Oh,
so I've clung on to that. It was a rare card.
Yeah, and the foil was beautiful. It had like the little rainbow behind it and everything. It's shown just right in the light. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, people are asking about Among Us in chat, but I think we can just skip those questions, right? When are we playing Among Us, Dana?
Whenever we get a group to play Among Us.
Yo, let's get the Lunky people together. Let's get Shula. Let's get Tiny Box. You know, Twiggle and I are friends. We talk like every day. No, that's not true. Let's get everyone together and we'll play some Among Us. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Does it? You heard it here first, folks.
I would do it.
Get ready for some Among Us action with Poison Type and XanaGear. Until then, Dana, thank you again for coming by, man. This has been awesome. I really appreciate you. For anyone in chat who's not following Xana, preaching to the choir again, but hey, let's go follow the ultimate homie, XanaGear. Go give him your Twitch primes, give him your money, give him your mother's credit card.
Pay me to shave my mustache.
Sub goal when? Not gonna happen.
I'd do that. I'm not below that.
All right, so I'll make a sub goal to shave XanaGear's mustache. More on that tomorrow. But otherwise, this has been Poison Talks Volume 6. Thank you, Xana. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Poison Type.
All right.